the ones that we remember the most. So, why is the Mass so important to Catholics? And there's some questions here, there's some points to remember, and there's an area on the bottom of this handout that says CCC, and that's the Catechism of the Catholic Church. So I don't know if you've seen this before, Alex, but this is like your Bible Catholic companion. And it's great to be able to just leaf through this and understand where the church, in its vernacular, how they truly define certain parts of our faith. And it's all in here. Let's say you have a question about the Our Father or the Creed. It's all in here. The origin. One thing that's amazing about our Catholic faith is that we've got all of these Jesuits, these most learned priests that study our faith to the nth degree, and they provide us, all of these wonderful words to live by and to look through and to understand. So, so on this page, there's a saint's spotlight, and another one that I'll mention by St. Thomas is the Mass is nothing less than the sacrifice of Calvary renewed on the altar, that every Mass brings to men the benefits as the sacrifice of the cross. So what does that mean? What does that mean to everyone? What does the Mass mean to you?
To me, it means the Father explains certain areas of whatever we might be learning to better fully understand the Bible and possibly put it into, like you said, today's world rather than how it was written years and years and years ago.
Yes.
Because it was obviously very different than it is today. And then again with the, coming up for, receiving the body and the blood.
Yes.
You really truly believe that you're accepting him. Walking in and, touching the holy water and opening up to him.
Yes.
You're already opening up to him. When you do the Mass and everything, and then again before you leave, closing and everything. That's how I've always taken it. That's how I've always learned.
Mm-hmm. That is all true. And that actually reminds me of, there's something very ceremonial about and traditional about what we do in the Mass. Like, why do we stand? Why do we kneel? Why do we sit? What's the importance of all that? And I remember when I was in high school, I asked that question, and I went to a Catholic high school, and the nun said, to keep you awake, obviously. Exactly. Get those knees all ready for prayer.
Man, this is really hard now.
It is really hard. But truly, just historically, why we stand and how the reason for standing is, when somebody comes in the room, for example, we stand in reverence, in respect. So as we go to Mass on Sunday, try to remember what we talk about here and these little highlights of, try to see what parts of the Mass do we stand, and what parts of the Mass do we sit to reflect, to ponder, and what parts of the Mass do we kneel and reflect on, perhaps our own selves, to truly see, when we make faults and, try to see all these different areas where we stand, where we sit, and when we kneel. Because, again, it's that other gift of importance, other level that we're given to participate. It's all a participation of ourselves. So, it's so neat because I am reminded of my son went to a Bible camp this past week. And it was awesome because it was like loud music, there were drums, and